Hey y'all, this is Sergeant Dan with Palmetto Edge, and today I have a review for you of this guy right here. This is the Hinderer Maximus. So let me get a review for you on this one. Well, this is the review. Let me get a close-up for you on this guy here. And then as soon as I wrap up with this, we will get into size comparisons. So, size comparison. Let me get that centered better than that. There we go. Spyderco Paramilitary 2. And Benchmade Bug Out. So, significantly longer than the Benchmade Bug Out. Kind of right on par there a little bit with the PM2. Maybe just a little bit shorter, but definitely closer in size of the PM2 than the Bug Out. And I'm knocking over stuff off screen here. Specifications on this guy. Overall length is 8.125 inches with a 3.5 inch blade length. The blade is, if I can get that in focus for you there. Can you see it? There we go. CPM 20 CV. It is a, I don't know, what do you call it? Frame lock? I don't know why I was about to say liner lock. Well, some people get real nitpicky and like, it's got a scale over it. It's a liner, but I call that a frame lock. It's a frame lock. Let's see. It is a flipper, as you can see there. Titanium liner, frame, whatever. This part, the metal part in here, titanium. Your standard Hinderer pocket clip. This one is in the Battle Black. Okay, so the Battle Black is like a stone-washed black finish, okay, on both the handle and the blade. Made in USA, of course, because, I mean, it's a Hinderer. This one is the dagger, as you can see, sharpened on both edges there. They do also come in a bayonet, which we will get to discussing that in review. Let's see, what else is there as far as specifications go? I don't know. I guess that's it. So let's get into review. On my unboxing video for this, someone commented saying that it's pocket jewelry. Yeah, kinda. Does that mean it's not a good knife? No. Does that mean I don't like it? No. But, I mean, practicality might be lacking a little in this one, but that's okay. It's okay to have knives that are just fun, right? So, what do I love about this knife? The action. It's got a really good action on it. It is running on Teflon washers. I've kind of wondered. I wonder if Rick Hinderer is going to wind up doing the Maximus in the tri-way pivot system. That would be just freaking awesome. But this one is not. It's running on Teflon washers in there, which is fine. They work just fine. This thing has had a long break-in period. It used to not. Well, I take that back. It's always flipped good, but it used to be just impossible almost to shake it shut, and it's getting there. It's still got a little ways to go. But yeah, one thing I have to keep in mind with this one, and I will go ahead and put this out there. I wish that I had gotten the bayonet on this one, simply because there has been several times I have nearly sliced my index finger wide open by releasing and wanting to come up here to push the blade shut. That don't work on a dagger, y'all. You will slice yourself wide open, so I find myself doing it with the flipper tab, which works fine. It stays, if you can see, it stays up above the frame the whole time, so closing it that way is not a problem. It's just, it goes against how I normally do it, so I kind of wish I had gotten the bayonet, but, whatever. Ergonomics are great. I absolutely love the ergos on this thing. It fits in the hand wonderfully. That Hinderer pocket clip, even though it's a little upswept there, it fits in the right places for me. Fits in hand wonderfully. This G10 on top is textured great, as well as just the overall design of the knife. I don't worry about this thing slipping out of my hand slipping up on it, nothing like that. This thing came sharp, 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 which, I say that a lot and I go, well, yeah, it's a knife. It better come sharp, but there's some that come sharper than others, and this is one that came sharper than others, okay? You got this jimping on the rear end of it here to just help with that control and that grip on the blade. Let's see. What do I not like about it? Well, I said that I wish that I had gotten the bayonet instead, but that's not saying anything bad about this knife, okay? I just wish I had made a different choice. But yeah, both sides razor sharp. Look at that design. That's just an awesome looking knife, guys. It's so cool looking. Love the way this knife looks. Lockup on it is fantastic. There is zero blade play in any direction. However, I will say this: blade centering is not perfect. It's leaning a little towards the show side here, away from the clip side. So blade centering is not perfect. However, it flips great. It's not touching the frame anywhere. Let's see. One complaint that people just have in general is, you need a spanner tool to take it apart. Okay. Yes, you do, but is that really that big of a deal? Not to me. I mean, you can either buy one or make your own easily. So, whatever as far as that goes. These things do come in many different designs. So if you are interested in one but don't like just the all black, they come in many different designs. There's black with like green or red. I think there was some gray G10 before. There's the stonewash in many different G10 colors. Okay, so there's many different options for these, as well as in the dagger and the bayonet blade shapes. So yeah, I said at the beginning, it's a great knife. I love it. It's a fun knife, but is it practical? No, not really. I guess what I mean by that is, for one, it's a dagger, okay? Daggers aren't just super practical. I don't know, the design. I don't know. There's just something that seems unpractical about it, Now has I say that, but then I think, has the design of this knife hindered me from using it in any way that I would normally use any other knife? No, it really hasn't. Okay, so I don't know. Maybe it's just the design that gives that not gives that opinion. What am I trying to say? Maybe it's just the design of it that makes one have that opinion of it, that it's impractical. But in all honesty, in use, now that I think about it, has it been impractical? No, it really hasn't. Apart from me not liking how I have to close it. But then again, who needs to close a knife fast? You don't necessarily need to close a knife fast. You need to get it open fast, right? So yeah, and I will say too, I know I mentioned it already, but the whole shaking it closed thing, it's way better than it was when I first got it, and it's still getting better. So I am still, even though I've carried this thing and used it for several weeks, it's still within its break-in period here. Okay, so Yeah, it's a good knife, guys. I mean, I've got no serious complaints about it. So, but let's talk about price. Normal price on these things is $425. That's a lot of money. You could spend a little bit more, or around the same even, and get a XM18 or a more, again, more. I was about to say more practical, but like I said, it might not look practical, but in practice it has been. Um, I don't know. You could spend your money in other ways with Hinderer and still get a great quality knife that appears more practical. um, Now I did not pay 425 for this one. I got it on like a, I can't remember if it was Black Friday deal sale or something from USA Made Blade. I want to think I paid about 100 less than that. I want to think I paid about 325 or so for this. I'm happy with it. I love it. Um, am I happy I got it? Yes, absolutely. Um, if I did something to it where uh, Rick Hinderer wouldn't honor the warranty on it, would I replace it? Now we're getting into a little more complicated situation. At about the 325 price mark, I probably would. I would definitely want to. I probably would. At the 425 price mark, I don't know, probably not. I would probably replace it with a XM18 or something. You know, get a. At that point, I would probably get a different Hinderer. Now I will say I have carried this one on duty. Um, it served its purposes. Okay, its design didn't hinder me from using it in duty related purposes. Which at the time I didn't have to do anything wild and crazy with it. Okay, but it has survived about a 2 week tour of duty as a police officer. So again, the price 425. I think 425 is too much for it. Plain and simple. Sum it up. 425 is too much for it. About $100 less, 325 if you can find it on sale for that somewhere. That's much more reasonable. If you're going to spend 425 on it, I would honestly say maybe try and look for something else. Unless you absolutely love it, okay? If you love the design of this knife, if you are just in love with the Maximus, yes, it is a great knife. Get it, okay? If you're someone that's looking for something, looking around and maybe the Maximus is within your category for Hinderer, but you've also got a XM18 and a half track or something else in that stuff that you're looking at, I'd say maybe just pass on the Maximus. So there we go. That's where I'll leave it. Great knife, but if you don't like the design, yeah, you could pass on it. Okay. So guys, thank y'all for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Check out my Instagram. It's at Palmetto Edge. I've got plenty of videos coming, guys. So thanks again for watching. Y'all have a good one.